As I enter the Akashic Records room, I am greeted by one of the Akashic Masters. And so we go to hug. He's a very gentle, loving being, very tall in stature, with very warm and gentle eyes. And so I thank him for all his service and for allowing me to come into the Akashic Records and read from the records. And I ask him at this time if I can read from the Akashic Records for Tina. And he turns to me and he says, "Yes, my child, you are welcome to come in." So he leads me to the next room, and we go into the library, where there is a big brown ancient book lying on the table. It is an old and withered book because of its ancientness. Some of the pages are very brittle. So I open the book, and immediately I see a lot of symbols pouring out of it. And the symbols start dancing together in the air, forming shapes of different forms. And I ask the Akashic Masters, "What is the meaning of this?" And he says to me, "Tina is an ancient one. She is an old, wise soul. She is a teacher and a healer. And her abilities in this lifetime stem from all that she has learned in the previous lifetimes. And in this life, she is given the gift of knowing and how to lead others in the same direction." So I ask the Masters if Tina can be taken to the healing room, and he points the way. So we go into another room filled with white chaise lounges and waterfalls, and just a place of serenity and peace where everything is very comforting, very much like a spa. And so they ask Tina to lay on the cot, and they bring over a laser that stands a few feet above her stomach and her chakras. And as these lasers focus in on her chakras, they start beaming and moving the chakras. And I ask, "What is this about?" And they say, "Tina has often neglected herself for the sake of others. And currently, she is in need of a day like this. She is in need of a day to be pampered and to have her chakras reignited with some of her passions that stir inside of her. So as she relaxes and just takes it all in, she is at peace, and it brings her much joy to have these chakras realigned." And so now they point a laser that comes down from the top of her head and goes down her spine and lights up all very brightly, all that is within her. And they say, "This is a powerful transmission, one that'll help her go into the golden age. It is her next evolution, the next step in her abilities. For her body is currently getting ready for this next evolution. It is preparing itself for more light and more abilities. So I ask the Masters, can you tell me what Tina's life purpose is in this lifetime?" So now one of her Masters appears, and it is Lord Metatron. And he gently places the triangle over her stomach. It is a golden triangle. And the gold color, the goldness of it seems to be penetrating into her body. And he says, "Tina will start using these symbols more often now, for she has been encoded with the geometrical symbols. She has always had this knowledge within her, but now it is time to reignite the memories." Lord Metatron says, "Tina is well on her way into a new evolution. She has already entered into the fifth dimension. It is just a matter of some of her aspects, the older aspects, to catch up, for she lives in both worlds. She can still see others in the fight in the 3D world, but it is only so that she can attract more for her teachings. So she has one foot in the old world and another in the new world, for her consciousness is of the new world. Her light embodies the aspects of oneness and allness. This light is so bright that it emanates throughout Tina's body, and so she begins to shake just from the energy, from the strength and the power of its light. And he says to her, Tina, this light is now upon you. You have the strength and you have the capacity to do what I do. And you will one day. It is by keeping your strength up and nurturing yourself, not forgetting about yourself, that you will achieve the greatness that you have set out for yourself. For you've written this lifetime in the books. You've chosen your path, and you've walked the walk. You've walked the path with ease and grace. And you will continue to walk this path with all of us behind you, for we walk with you. So now I ask Lord Metatron, can you tell me now about Tina's gifts? Tina is now gifted a tetrahedron shape, and he says, this will now empower your every move. You will carry this symbol within you forever, for it will always be a part of you. And now, all you need to do is accept this gift. So I bow to Lord Metatron as he steps back, and two other masters come forward. And I ask, can you tell me about Tina's challenges and lessons in this lifetime? And one of the masters says, Tina is overcoming some previous life issues that have seeped into this lifetime. For in other lifetimes, she has had challenges of not doing this work. And it was not by her not trying, it was by others that have stopped her. And so it made it almost impossible for her to do what she was intended to do. That left some insecurities and some thoughts of not completing a mission within her. And they have seeped into this lifetime. But we are clearing all of that, for those insecurities are not in her heart. They're in her head. And so we clear the head of these untruths, of the old ways that did not come to fruition. So I ask the masters, can you tell me about Tina's essence? And they say, Tina's essence is like a flower. It is budding and growing all the time. For she loves learning new things, and she loves enveloping herself in creative ideas, for all these ideas stir up in her head. It is the ideas that stemmed from childhood, where she was able to create something out of nothing. And she has brought that creativity with her since her childhood, for she is a master at this. She can create something out of nothing. And that is what she used to do in ancient times as well. She has the power of manifestation, of creation, for her thoughts form things. Our advice to her is to only think of what it is that you want, for you can create just about anything. And so keeping your mind and focus on the positive will always lead you in a positive direction. So I ask the masters if there is any advice for Tina. And they say, the advice we would give Tina at this time is for her to take her own advice. For she loves to give advice to others, but she often doesn't take her own advice. She gives great advice. It is always loving, and it is always coming from a beautiful place in her heart. Tina needs to take this advice also. She needs to pamper herself every once in a while and take a day off and just enjoy herself out in the water or the park or the beach or a salon just to be pampered. So I asked the Masters, can you tell me what a probable future for Tina is? And they say, Tina's probable future will be of continuing her teachings. They will grow in magnitude and in power, and she will bring forth all those that need to hear the message simply by her power, as others will tell others, and they will start to appear before her. Her traits and talents have brought her far, and they continue to. So then I asked the Masters if there are any other messages for Tina. And they say, the messages that we have for Tina today is, be forthcoming with your truth, for sometimes you hold back and you don't speak your truth entirely. Do not hold back, my dear child, for your wisdom and your knowledge comes from a good place. It comes from your heart. As you are more forthcoming, you will see that this truth frees you up. That is freeing and liberating. And even though sometimes it may be hard for others to hear the truth, you're giving them a shortcut to their lessons. So in your case, the truth is always the best policy. Stay true to your heart and stay true to your being. For you are in the midst of a grand change and awakening. You will, by the end of this year, come into a fuller knowing of the aspects of your nature. More of your DNA will be activated, and some of your abilities from long ago will be reactivated. Your senses will be reactivated. Your sight and your hearing and feeling will be more in tune with the higher aspects of your soul. Embrace this and know that it is coming, for your future holds many beautiful things. You are ahead of the curve, and you have reached past many milestones that you have set for yourself. There will be those that come to you for help and advice, and not only will you show them the way, you will help them heal, and you will help them to see another way, for these are the truths for you. So I thank you. And as now I leave the Akashic Records, and I thank the Masters. I thank them for all of the information that has been given here to me today. Thank you. Namaste.